seem like a sort of a new topic for some of you, but it's one that I'm very passionate about, and I'm currently on speaking tour, kind of traveling around. I was in London yesterday, but I'm a student at Harvard and based out of New York this summer. So I'm here to kind of talk to you a little bit about the menstrual movement and what that is. But before I get into it, I thought I'd introduce myself. So I'm Nadya. I'm passionate about periods and politics. I ran for office last year. I ran for local government for Cambridge City Council of Massachusetts. That's me on speaking tour, and I'm writing now. So I have my first book coming out. It's already out for pre-order, but it's coming out in October. It's called Period Power: A Manifesto for the Menstrual Movement, and I'm signed with Simon & Schuster, so I'm super excited about that. And in my free time, I love to dance, whether it's in the shower, by myself, with friends, and I'm on the competitive hip-hop team at Harvard as well. So I am one person of what I'm very proud to call Generation Z, right? And most of us who have spoken to here are all Generation Z as well. But I thought I'd start by talking a little bit about who we are. You know, we're big. We're the largest population, or largest segment of a generation in the history of the world. We make up 26% of the global population. We're 46% of the media audience. So when we stand here as young people and say we can make a difference, we can make change, we really mean it, and I think that a lot of us are testaments to that. We grew up in this digital world, which is why we're able to grow social movements, whether it be the menstrual movement, Black Lives Matter, March for Our Lives, and whatever else you might be passionate about. So to kind of back up and talk about how I got into youth activism and why I'm passionate about periods, my passion for periods comes from a really personal place. When I was a freshman in high school, my mom parted ways with her job, and we entered what I like to call our time of transition. Several months of couch surfing with our closest friends, living without a home of our own. And during this time, my commute to school changed from about 12 minutes to over 2 hours long with public transportation. And I would change my bus right in Old Town Portland, where it's very populated with homeless people. There were like 10 shelters in a 2-block radius. And I became accidental friends with these homeless women who would be there regularly, and I would see multiple times a day. And in this time of my life when I was sort of grappling with what it meant to be legally homeless and starting to come to terms with the fact that I had grown up with domestic violence and sex abuse in my family, I sort of took a step back and became obsessed with other people's stories of hardship, kind of to distract myself from what I was going through, but also to better understand the spectrum of privilege and where my family stood on it. It was hard for me at a time where we were scripting and saving to afford basic necessities, had to mark no permanent address on school forms. But then in talking to these homeless women who were in much worse living situations than I was, I sort of got the privilege check that I needed. So during this time, I would very bluntly ask them, like, how did you get here? Tell me about your family. Do you have a job? Do you work? What's the most challenging thing about your living situation? And this question of what's the most challenging thing about your living situation is where I discovered the unaddressed natural number of periods. I collected this anthology of their stories in my journal of them using toilet paper, socks, brown paper grocery bags, cardboard, cotton balls to absorb their menstrual blood and take care of this basic need. I have these vivid memories of them showing me how they would take a slip of cardboard, take off the sides, rub it between their hands, and then use it as a pad, right? And I would notice and get angry by how they treated period like a bad word, but also reflecting on how I also treated it like a bad word. Like we sort of knew and understood that it was something you don't talk about publicly. That when you bring up menstruation, you say, what's hard is like, right? Or like asking for a tampon, right? And our shoulders rising in nervousness, looking around like we had something to hide, because that's what society told us, hide your period, right? And this sort of angered me, because I think it was both reflecting on myself and reflecting on these women that I was talking to, like, why are we so afraid to talk about something so natural? And I became obsessed with it. It sounds weird, but I really did. In my free time, and this makes it sound like I have no friends. I promise I have friends. But in my free time, I would look up on Google, like, I wanted to learn more about this. Like, why is this such a need? Why is this still such a need? And why do I still feel afraid to talk about periods, even though people have been menstruating since the beginning of humankind? And the fact that human life is made possible by menstruation as well, right? And so I would write these statistics on my post-its and put them around my bed sort of to motivate me. I'm like that kind of person who puts like little euphemisms around my bed on post-its. But I started putting these facts that angered me, and I learned that periods are the #1 reason why girls miss school in developing countries. And because it symbolizes a girl's transition from girlhood into womanhood, it also is the time when a girl drops out of school, gets very early, undergoes fetal ejaculation or social isolation. Taking it to the States, period-related pain is the #1 reason why girls miss school in the US more than the common cold. And the thing that really got me was learning about the tampon tax. Then the number was 40, now it's 36. 40 states in the US have sales tax on period products because they're considered a luxury item. Meanwhile, products like Rogaine and Viagra are considered essential goods, so they don't have this luxury tax, right? So to me, as like a feminist 16-year-old, I'm sitting there on my bed, just sort of starting to shake in anger, right? Like, are you kidding me? Like, old man hair growth and erections are more of a necessity than more than half of our population feeling clean, confident, capable 100% of the time, right? And that sort of anger was fueling me. At the same time, on a personal level, I think I was sort of starting to feel hungry to find my worth in something. At the age of 16, I found myself, kind of grappling with what it felt like to struggle financially and experience housing instability. But also, I found myself in a pretty abusive relationship where I was experiencing sexual assault and rape for the first time, and feeling pretty regularly this sort of powerlessness and voicelessness and confused about where my self-worth came from beyond my body. So, me sitting there as a 16-year-old, I'm starting to feel this anger. I'm starting to feel this passion that I've never felt before. This sort of anger at the world around me, but wanting to make a difference. But then also this hunger of like, I needed to feel a purpose in some way. And that fueled itself in me wanting to start what is now a period. So a few weeks after my family got our apartment back, I went to my mom and I was like, Mom, I'm going to start a nonprofit because I keep doing research and there's nothing like it out there. And I started a nonprofit that just gets period products to people who need them. And her first thing was like, no, you really shouldn't do that. Nonprofits are a lot of work, right? It's not just a label, nonprofits are a lot of work. So I said, okay, fine. Tell me everything that I need to make you do a nonprofit. She said, well, first of all, there's like finances. You don't really love numbers. There's like Excel sheets and taxes and all the things you have to comply with. And I said, okay, I was making a little list. And then I went back to my room and I said, okay, I just need to find someone who does all of this stuff that I want to do, right? So I looked at the world around me and I identified the kid in my class who I knew as the person who finished all Excel sheets before everyone else, and then went around to help everyone else. His name was Vincent Foran. He's in the middle picture right there. That's my kid. But his name was Vincent Foran, so after class one day, I just went up to him and I said, tampons and pads and periods, and we're going to do this thing really excited. Because when I get excited, I start to lose my words. And he said, okay, great. Like, I've always wanted to start an organization or a business or some kind of thing, but let's just back up and like tell me what a period is, right? And that's when I realized that all this is just about service. It's also about creating this thing of like, people need to know what periods are because that's how we're going to address it, right? Okay, so we met at Starbucks that Saturday, so I sat there for 6 hours, and after we explained to him what menstruation was, we dove into looking up questions on Google like, what is a nonprofit? What is the IRS? What's a board of directors? What's a Form 990, right? And just being fearless to ask questions and wanting to get involved. The next weekend, we went out with the goal of getting 20 packages to like the 20 homeless women I can name by name in Old Portland. We ended up spending 4 hours there with a line of homeless women saying, sorry, we ran out, we don't have any more product. So we went back to the drawing board, we did our whole model. And now we have this model where we work with nonprofits and shelters to indirectly distribute products to people who need them. We make period packs, which are, have everything menstruated needs for an entire period. And so we went out, and simply by doing that and posting on social media about what we're doing, we started to grow. The first weekend we were 20 packages, the next 40, the next 100. Now we're at 3,000 a month in Portland alone, and I'll show you our impact on this in a little bit. But it was simply through doing that, posting on social media about what we're doing, being relentless about our passion, and talking to anyone who would listen. I would literally stand on the street corner, play guitar, make $20 in 5 hours, but just ask people like, can you donate like $2 to $5? I would go to like the Jiffy Lube auto mechanic store down the street and go to the staff meetings and say, can I just pitch you guys something? I want to hear your thoughts, right? And I would go into their staff meeting where all the guys are sitting around eating their sandwiches, right? And as soon as I said, I'm here and I'm going to talk about periods, they would slowly put their sandwiches down. But I didn't care. That like fueled me because every time I met someone who was uncomfortable by it, I was like, this is it. Like what I'm doing is needed, right? And I would get them to connect me with their moms and their daughters and their sisters with this message of even if you don't get a period, you know someone or you came from someone, who gets their period, right? So it was something that no one could not relate to. So we just kept growing and posting on social media. And within a matter of months, we had national press and were getting messages from hundreds of students around the country saying, how can we get involved, right? And just from that, how can we get involved, my partner Vince and I, who's now a sophomore at Cornell, we sat down, wrote everything we did in Portland in Google Doc, and started distributing it and calling it our chapter playbook. And simply by doing that, we started having chapters in universities and high schools, just encouraging people to do what we were doing, do what they could, collect products, talk about basic need, and just mobilize people. So this is a picture from one of our packing parties, and then like 5 months after I started this organization, I gave a speech at TEDx Portland at the Keller Auditorium, And that was when we announced that we had addressed 9,000 periods. So when I talk about the menstrual movement, I define it as the fight for equitable access to menstrual hygiene and breaking down stigma around periods, right? And when I talk about it, the end goal isn't addressing menstruation. That's our small step to addressing this larger movement for gender equality, right? And I truly believe that addressing the menstrual movement is a key of how we're going to get towards gender equality and global development. Because when we look at the 4 pillars of how we reach gender equality, it comes down to education, healthcare, equal access to employment and economic mobility, and equal opportunity and representation in politics and decision making. We've already talked about how in the US and around the world, periods hold girls back from fully achieving and taking advantage of all opportunities in education. In healthcare, it's a health issue. Employment and economic mobility. In the US, this is something we run into a lot. Meeting with homeless women who say that they've skipped job interviews or lost a job because of lack of attendance, purely because when they're free bleeding, they don't feel confident or ready to go and work. Representation in politics and decision making. You can look at the last presidential election, where Hillary Clinton having a period was used as an actual part of campaigning for why she couldn't hold office, right? In reality, Hillary Clinton is too old to menstruate now. So that's the fun part. But the fact that element of arguing that someone who has a period cannot be in the front lines of combat or cannot be in positions of high decision making, that's what we're fighting for. And the reason we're trying to encourage men to talk about periods and people who don't have periods to get involved is because right now in the US, less than 20% of our congressional positions are held by women. And if that 80% of those who are held by men are afraid to talk about periods and address it as a natural need, we'll continue to go unaddressed. Okay, so now what is period? Fast forward 3.5 years. I started when I was 16, I'm 20 now. We're now an organization that provides and celebrates menstrual hygiene for people in need, working to break the stigma around menstruation and just get period products to people who need them. And we work through service, education, and policy. So that's distribution, educating, doing workshops and global media campaigns to just get people to talk about period. And we now work in policy. So we've passed 12 pieces of legislation in the last 6 months on campuses and in local government for period products to be available in schools and on campuses. And we're starting to mobilize from the local to the federal level, both working on repealing the sales tax and also trying to get financial assistance programs like food stamps to address menstrual hygiene as a necessity. So in the course of these 3 years, we've taken 2 kids, one of them we didn't even know what a period was when we started. 2 kids just mobilizing our friends and talking about what we're doing on social media, and right now it's a global movement. This picture is from PeriodCon 2017 in November when we hosted in New York the world's first youth activism conference on menstruation, where we had about 150 people come together in a room for a full day to literally talk periods and activate people. In the corner you can see me, YouTube influencer Ingrid Nielsen, who talks about periods with Barack Obama in a viral interview a few years ago, and Congresswoman Grace Monk in New York, who's sort of championed period policy, and that was our final panel. That's a picture of me and my team, so we now have headquarter offices in Portland and have full-time staff there, and I'm actually moving to New York on June 1st because we're opening up our New York headquarters in New York on June 1st. And part of it is just getting people to talk about periods, literally wearing shirts like this that say, anything you can do, I can do bleeding, right? And you can see it there, and these 2 pictures are from a 2-week spread we had in Oprah magazine this past year. So literally just getting people to talk about periods, hear our story, listen to us talk about the menstrual movement. And this is where we are. At the end of 2015, we had addressed 10,000 periods, had 10 chapters in 3 states. At the end of 2017, we had addressed over 200,000 periods and had almost 150 chapters. Okay, so it's May 2018. We're now at 260,000 periods addressed through our distribution channels and have over 190 campus chapters at universities and high schools around the US and abroad, and we're now in 50 states and 15 countries, and we continue to grow. And we're working towards this 2020 vision of addressing over 1 million periods through our direct distribution channels, but also through policy, and having over 1,500 chapters. So that's our impact on it, right? And I think I show this because I think we meet a lot of teenagers now, right? We start nonprofits or just start something to build a resume, but something we have to continue to fight and convince people is that we're not doing this just for fun. This is not just a resume builder. This is something we're really passionate about and we have a strategic vision for. We're working with this menstrual movement, and period is now the largest employer in women's health, and we're the fastest growing one in the United States. So we're super excited about that. So how have we grown and how have we mobilized our chapters? We call it our 3 I's. We invest, individualize, and incentivize. And this is sort of like from my personal belief that leadership is truly just empowering others to be leaders themselves, right? So we mobilize young people at different campuses to just make a difference in the community. We say, what are your personal goals? How can we meet you where you are? How can we incentivize the work that you're doing? And how can we individualize the support for you? And I think through that idea of just wanting to support young people and following their passion as it aligns with their mission movement is why we've seen this overwhelming commitment from young people in growing our mission. So taking it back to this, we're sort of moving along the menstrual movement, and I'm super excited looking into 2018 as we see the midterm elections coming up with reproductive rights as one of the core issues that people are talking about. My book is coming out October 16th, and so having this thing that is literally called the Manifesto for the Menstrual Movement, continuing to grow that way towards this larger vision of gender equality. A lot of people ask me, like, what's your end goal, right? And I could say, standing up here, that my end goal is for periods not to hold people back. Being realistic, I don't know if I can achieve that in my lifetime because people menstruate all over the world, and I still have to explore most of the world. But for us, we're going to do everything we can to advance the menstrual movement with the resources that we have. So that's what period is. I'm passionate about periods, and I think that the reason I tell my story is not just to convince you guys to talk about periods to your friends and to get involved in what we call the menstrual movement, but also to reflect on your lives and say, like, what are you passionate about? And I stand here as someone who, like, I wasn't special in the skills I had, but I think that what I had that made me uniquely positioned to be successful in what I'm doing is this sort of like relentless passion and fearlessness to ask questions and ask for help, right? So when we didn't know what a nonprofit was, we just Googled it, right? When we don't know what 501c3 nonprofit status is, we just downloaded the form and filled it out, right? So just doing things because we can, because we want to. And I think that sort of fearlessness is what I want to invite you guys to join me in, especially as we mobilize Gen Z. So thank you.